I'm headed out to wrap some newly planted fruit trees here at the farm. I have my tree wrap with me, and I'm going to talk to you about 3 things you need to know about wrapping newly planted trees. 1, why do you wrap a tree? 2, what do you wrap a tree with? And 3, when you shouldn't wrap a tree or you don't need to. So let's begin. Tree wrap. Why on earth would you wrap your trees? Well, it's winter time, and as it says right on the label, sun scald, wind burn. And we just planted these little apple trees, and as you can see from behind me here, the sun is right here at this angle, where once all those leaves are off of those elm trees over there, the trunk is going to become very vulnerable to warming during the freezing temperatures of winter. And that radiant heat on the trunk can warm it enough to activate that cambium layer. And once the sun's gone behind the buildings over there, it freezes. It damages and kills the circulatory system of the tree and will take years typically to recover from that. So tree wrap, brilliant idea on your newly planted deciduous trees. Now, here we go. Let's do it. Start at the base. We'll give it a good wrap. Some say right above the graft. I go all the way just above the ground and wrap that around a couple of times, and then begin the journey upward with a slight overlap of each turn all the way up the tree to the first couple of branches. When I say all the way up the tree, I mean all the way up the trunk. It does not matter how small your tree is. You want to make sure that that trunk is wrapped again from the base of the tree all the way up. Now in this case, we've got a little lateral branch here, which I'm not prepared to prune off now because I don't do any pruning on my newly planted trees, including fruit trees, for the first couple of years. I'm not a fruit hog. I don't need to have fruit on these trees the first couple of years. I want these trees to get established. I want some good root development. And so I'll patiently wait until later for fruit development. But I am just going to navigate right around this little branch for now and keep this wrap going right on up the trunk. Boy, it's a small little tree, that's for sure. But I want to protect that trunk. I want to give it the best chance it has to continue to develop a thicker bark layer over the next couple of years. So I'm going to do this for any of my deciduous trees for the first 3 to 5 years, depending on how well it's developing that bark layer that I've talked about before. Now you can split that end, you can tie that end off however you need to. It needs to be strong enough to withstand the winter winds. But that is our tree wrap to protect our trunk during the freezing temperatures of winter. Okay, so that's done. But you're going to ask, I'm sure, why am I only doing this veteran peach and not the next 2 peaches down? Well, if If you notice right now at almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is shining on the trunk of this tree down below those branches, but not on this one, not on that one. Why? Because I've got a utility building right here that's shading the trunk of those trees, and it's all about shading the trunk, keeping the sun off of the trunk. So if I have trees that are going to be in the shade in that late afternoon, 2 o'clock to sunset, I don't need to worry about protecting the trunk from the sun. Sounds like we're going to be joined by the farm cat here. You can hear him in the distance. Am I doing it right? Is this how it's done? So again, there it is. To protect those trunks from winter sun scald.